There we are. Hello, hello. What's going on? Awesome course architects and party peeps. It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First. Of course, out and about today, but happy Friday to you. I want to bring this really quickly. Is this one skill set, okay, that closes sales or helps me close sales every single day? And I want to give it to you really quickly. It is something that you already know how to do or what to do. It's just about practicing it more. If you don't know what I do here, again, my name is Dr. Sonia. I talk all things premium courses, whether they be online or face to face, how to take your knowledge, wisdom, life experiences, turn them into the format of courses, luxury coaching, mentorship, brands, and programs so you can get your message out to the world because you're not supposed to stay what? You are not supposed to stay local. You're supposed to be global. Okay. Let's get into it really quickly. So, here's a secret that's not really so secret. It's listening more than you speak, right? Like, and my grandmother, aunties, my mom used to say growing up, you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, is to listen, right? Listen more than you speak. And so it's one of these things where I feel like people go into sales or trying to convince someone, and I did it too when I first started because I didn't really understand online sales. I knew a lot though about like recruiting and staffing. That's the world that I've come from, business to business sales, those sorts of things. And so when I finally it clicked for me to just apply some of those things that I had learned in my corporate career, even in teaching university, to my actual business, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this makes so much sense. When people feel like they have, and Stephen Covey talks about this in Seven Habits, if maybe you don't know and this is your first time here, but I've been really diving into studying Seven Habits. I've taught Seven Habits, I've read it several times, but really diving into a deeper study of that book. And there's this concept that Stephen Covey talks about, giving people psychological air. And essentially, what that means is you're giving people the ability to talk to you or to say things aloud and express themselves, express certain things that maybe they haven't been able to express in other places, whether it be in their personal relationships or business relationships. These are things that, and I often talk about when it comes to, and this is a whole other episode, but when it comes to sales, there are demographics, understanding your audience from that standpoint, age, gender, race, ethnicity, salary, those sorts of things. But then there are the psychographics. This is how your audience actually thinks, right? Where are they going, places they frequent, like what are they thinking about? I often talk about the need for you, whatever it is that you are selling, but this is especially true when it comes to courses. Let me go ahead and remove some people because we're just not doing that. Yeah, no. This channel is all for positivity, okay? Premium courses, all of those things, business related stuff. Please be mindful of how you represent yourself online is very, very important. Okay, how you show up in this world. So there's that. All right, I appreciate y'all being on today. Sule, hello, hello. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But yeah, getting back to demographics versus psychographics, right? Those things are really important. And really, when you are selling courses or you are promoting products and services for impact, you should really be very adept to essentially explaining somebody else's problem or challenge or whatever it is that they are going through better than they can, right? Like better than they can articulate and put into words. So you should really understand your clients, your audiences, your prospects and leads. Like, what is the challenge that you are helping them solve? And how can you help them articulate it? Because sometimes, and maybe you've been in this space where you're going through things that you can't really articulate, you can't really put into words, but you can feel it. And so if you're helping someone to solve a challenge or a problem, 9 times out of 10, it should be the case, 9.9 8, 9 times out of 10, right? 10 out of 10, you should have already achieved or found a solution for the problem that you're trying to help somebody else solve. You can't help somebody else solve something that you have never experienced for yourself, right? So 10 times out of 10, you should have gone through that thing, and now be in a position to help them move forward, okay? So that's very, very important. Um, so I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, yeah, no. All right. So, with that being said, psychographics are important. Okay. Psychographics are oftentimes more important than demographics. So, Covey, getting back to Stephen Covey, he talks about in Seven Habits being able to give people psychological air to express some of the things that they haven't been able to express as far as their challenges, their problems, or the solutions that they are seeking. This is so important. This is why it's important that you listen more than you speak. Listen to what people are saying and also what they are not saying. I went and I talked about this at the beginning of this episode. This is why it's a skill that you have. It's just about practicing it. We all know how to listen, right? But a lot of times, especially in our society, we're taught to say things or to we don't really, I think, practice listening for the depth that is required to help somebody actually solve the problem. So whatever, especially with your courses, your people are coming to you to solve specific challenges, specific problems. They're seeking solutions. And again, I really want to highlight here as a pro tip, it is your job, if you are putting together a course, a product or service, whatever it is, to serve and to impact other people, you should know or be able to articulate that challenge or problem that they are experiencing in a way that maybe they to this point have not been able to. Okay, you want to show your depth of understanding. That's important before you're able to provide or present a solution. And so giving people the room that they need to really just talk through that thing, to articulate that thing, is very, very important. So this is where listening comes into play. And when you get so good at it, you'll be able to, which a lot of times prospects and leads that I talk to, they're like, how did you know that? Like, I can tell you've been doing this for a minute. Yes, right? You practice it. And when you get so good at it, you'll be able to hear things that people aren't saying. And those are the things that are most important to helping you not just land the sale, but understanding that landing those sales, closing those sales are important to achieving the level of impact, the depth of impact that you really want to leave in this world. And so the more sales you make, the more impact you make. The more money you make, the more impact you make. Okay. It's very, very important. The more people you're able to reach with the money that you are bringing in from your course sales. If this has been helpful, or has impacted you or made sense, okay, and you found this very valuable, please share it with somebody else. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notification so we can continue to spread this message globally. Positivity, premium courses, entrepreneurship, advice, all of those things are what we talk on this channel. Also, check out jumpfirstacademy.org for more about how to take your knowledge, your wisdom, your life experiences, the things that you've learned over your lifetime, and package them into premium courses, luxury coaching and mentorship brands and programs so you can get your message out to the world. Again, it's jumpfirstacademy.org to get started. Also, don't forget there's a special announcement that is coming very, very soon. I'm excited about it. If you are not on the wait list, please go ahead and jump on the wait list. I dropped the link in the description as well, or you can send us an email to hello@jumpfirst.org. All right. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you again for the likes. Thank you for the new subs. And if you are returning, welcome back. All right. Know that I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Happy Friday, and I'll catch y'all back here next time. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye, y'all.